Lovely. Great. So on your back, hug the knees in, reclining child's pose, and have your 2 bricks in a strap just somewhere near the mat. When we get to that point. Nice. And as you hug the knees in, just make sure that the head is not tipping back. So you want the forehead and the nose and the chin to be in a line, nose pointing to the ceiling. And if your back is a little tight, then have the hands underneath the knees to the hamstrings. If you've got a bit more space and it feels more comfortable, have the hands over the knees. And then even in this pose, can you allow the shoulder blades to relax towards the floor? So you get a broadening in the collarbones just by letting go of the upper body. Feel as if the back of the neck is long and supported on the mat. And if it feels uncomfortable, then just pop a folded blanket underneath the head. Relax the shins, the ankles, the feet. And take the attention to the breath. And allow an ease through the belly and the back. And with the deepening of the breath, you'll feel just a movement as the belly presses against the thighs. And then as the thighs draw back towards the belly with the exhale. So there's a natural movement, just allow it. And then take the breath, if you can, to the back of the body. And see if you can feel that sense of rise and fall, even at the spine, the back of the waist, the upper back, an expansion and contraction with the breath. And take 2 more breaths like that, allowing a full inhale. Don't rush. And then when you're ready to exhale, a full exhale, allowing the heaviness of the body into the mat. And then a little squeeze of the belly to squeeze everything out as you hug the knees in a little bit more at the end of the exhale. And then release the legs, bring the feet to the same width as your sticky mat. So feet are really wide. Let the arms relax out to the sides. Keep the right knee pointing to the ceiling and just allow the left knee to drop in towards the right ankle. So inwards, yeah. So you've got internal rotation of your left hip. And it will go as far as it will go. So the right leg stays still, the right knee pointing to the ceiling, and the left knee is just falling inwards towards the right ankle. So some people might be able to get that knee to the floor. I certainly can't. Yeah, so don't try. Just let it hang there and just feel that rotation in the hip. And then bring the left knee to point to the ceiling and allow the right knee to fall inwards to its own degree. And you might find that it's really different. It might be much stiffer. It might be much more flexible. Just let it go to where it goes. Don't try to get it to the floor. Take a breath here. And then once more, bring the right knee up, left knee falls inwards. And then once more, swap, left knee up. The left foot is firmly planted into the floor. All 4 corners of that left foot as you roll to the inside of the right foot and the knee falls in to its own degree. And then bring that right knee up and roll onto the outside of the right knee. So you might need to wriggle the right foot rather. You might need to wriggle that foot to the middle of the mat and let the hip open out to the side. Yeah. And just let the weight of your leg open the hip. So your left knee is still pointing to the ceiling. And the right hip has rolled out. It's a nice comfy position it should be for the back. Bring the right knee up again, take it to the edge of your mat. Walk the left foot in a little bit and then let the left knee fall out to the side. So you just rolled onto the outside of your left foot. That's it. And just let it hang there to its own degree. If you're super open in the hips, it might be on the floor, but that's not for me. Nice. And then bring the right foot to meet the left foot. Get the soles together and let both knees roll out to the side. Supta Baddha Konasana. Yeah, great. And again, let the belly be soft here. So there might be a tiny arch in the back. As long as that feels comfortable on the back, feel the back of the pelvis still heavy into the floor. Great, take a couple of breaths here. Nice. And then bring the feet planted into the floor. Once more, walk the feet to the edges of your mat, knees facing towards the ceiling. And you're just going to do a windscreen wiper twist. So inhale in the middle. As you exhale, both knees come to the right. So it's a wide knee twist. Inhale through the center. That's it, Maggie. And exhale, knees to the left. Good. And let's do a few breaths like this. Inhaling through the center, exhaling, both knees come to the right. Inhaling center, both knees left. And feel the massage on the lower back. The stretch through the hips, the nice mobilization at the hip joint. Keeping the upper back, the shoulders relaxed onto the floor. Move with your breath. Just keep going, a few more. Inhaling through the center, eyes closed. Really feel the movement through the lower spine, the pressure of the mat on your back, and the mobilization of the internal and external rotation in the hip joint. Nice. Lovely start to the morning. This is a great way to open up the hips and the back. Nice. One more on each side, even yourself up, and then come back to center. And this is where we might need to grab our strap. And you're going to take the strap, unless you're really open, you might not need the strap. But I think first thing on a Monday morning, let's be kind to ourselves. Take the strap to the ball of the right foot. And we're just going to work on half happy baby. We're going to come back to happy baby at the end today. So happy baby, we just work on the right side. So the strap can be in the right hand, both straps. The sole of the foot is pointing to the floor. The ceiling, floor and ceiling. And then the knee is going to come down towards the right armpit. So kind of towards the floor. So as we inhale, straighten the leg out, sole of the foot to the ceiling. As you exhale, draw the knee down towards this right elbow or the right armpit. So the sole of the foot stays looking at the ceiling. Inhale, straighten, exhale, draw it down. Good. And if you want to, the pelvis can rock to the right a little bit as you draw the knee down. That's fine. Inhale, the pelvis rocks back to center. Exhale, draw the knee down. The sole of the foot still looking at the ceiling. Good. Let's do two more on this side. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhaling. Exhaling. Should feel quite nice. If it compresses in the hip flexor here, just don't bring it down so far. Good. Last one. And hold it here with the knee bent. And see, can you activate the foot? Can you draw the toes back, activating the muscles of the shin? And take a couple of breaths here. And then bring that back to center. Bring the right foot back to the floor, knee bent, and take the strap onto the left ball of the foot. And you take it a little wider than center. And it doesn't matter if this knee isn't completely straight, the shoulder blades are relaxed onto the floor. Inhale here, showing the sole of the foot to the ceiling. And the exhale brings the knee towards the armpit or the elbow or the floor, keeping the sole of the foot looking at the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. And if there's a rock to the pelvis with your breath, inhaling the pelvis centers, exhale, it rocks a little to the left, then that's fine. Inhale. Exhale. Just work to your own degree, listen to the body. And again, you might find there's quite a difference between the left and the right side. And that's normal, that's human. Enjoy your humanness. Let's do a couple more moves with your breath, don't rush it. Good. Last one, hold here with the knee bent. And just take a couple of breaths here. Try to relax the left arm on the left shoulder, sole of the foot looking at the ceiling, and really draw the toes back, make that foot really active. Good. Another breath there. And then bring it back to the center, pop the strap to the side, roll onto your side and come into child's pose. So child's pose with your knees at the best position for you. So for me, it's knees wide, big toes together, press the sit bones back, walk the hands forwards, and then release the head, the neck. It doesn't matter if the head's not on the floor. If you're tight in your shoulders, take the hands wide, but the arms are active. So you're pressing the palms of the hands into the floor. Yeah. So try it with the elbows straight if they're not already. So reaching the hands out forwards in front of you. Yeah, then you can get a little bit more muscular energy in the backs of the shoulders, arms, and even into the upper back. Great, take another breath. And we transition from child's pose into puppy dog pose. So lift the sit bones, bring the knees under the hips, and slide the hands forwards, bend the elbows, and rest the head on the floor. So here in this version of puppy dog, we get a little more stretch in the upper back here. So the chest melts towards the floor. You don't have to have the hands behind your back, behind the back of your head. You can keep reaching them forwards if that's better for you. See if you can get a sense of melting the chest, the upper back into the floor. And then we're going to go into a version of gate pose. So bring the hands to the floor, lift the head, bring the right hand underneath the shoulder, the right knee in line with the right hand, and just step that left foot back. So the left leg is straight, stacking the shoulders. Draw up from the pubic bone to the navel, supporting the spine, and then sweep the left arm alongside your ear. Great, really pushing into that left foot. Get some length, some space in the side of the body. Good, take another breath here. And then turning the belly to support the spine, you're going to come up into gate pose. So lifting the hands off the mat. And then take the left hand to the left thigh or the knee or the calf and sweep the right arm alongside your ear. Other way, that's it, yeah, gate pose. And again, can you draw up from the pubic bone to the navel so you get more lift in the front of the body? Nice, take a couple of breaths in gate pose. And then we're going to turn towards this left foot. So again, you might need to transition. This is where your bricks might be helpful. So you come towards the left leg stays straight, and we transition into Hanumanasana. It should feel like a pretty natural thing to do. You might be turning away from me, don't worry. So left leg out in front, bricks underneath the shoulders. And then just like we did on Saturday, if you were with me, we scissor the legs together and lift the chest. So it's a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Yeah, have you got bricks there, Ali? Yeah, gives you a bit more support. Yeah, nice, taking a breath or two here. And then bend that left knee so you're in a kneeling lunge and sweep the arms up. Great. Now we're going to move with our breath here as we exhale. You're going to turn and twist towards the left, opening the arms wide. Inhale, sweeping the arms back up. Exhale, twist. Let's do 3 more. Good. Inhale, scissoring the legs together for a bit of stability. Exhale, twist. See if you can feel a twist through the belly. If you're moving through the belly, it means that the spine is getting a nice twist as well. Good. Last one. I've lost count. This will do. Inhale. Good. Exhaling. And then sweep the hands back to the floor and find your way back into child's pose. So knees together or knees wide. And it's fine if you're facing away from me. We're just going to do that same sequence on the other side. So I'll talk you through it. Let's take another breath here in child's pose. The hands are pushing down into the floor. The arms are active, lifting through the armpits. Take another breath here. And then lift the sit bones, slide the hands forwards, find your way back into puppy dog pose, either with your hands still reaching out in front, or you can bend the elbows, take the fingertips behind the head, and see if you can get a softening in the upper back as the heart melts towards the floor. Sit bones lifted. And take a couple of breaths, puppy dog pose. Really nice. Bring the hands back down to the floor, lift the head. We transition with the left hand underneath the left shoulder blade. Turn to face the long edge of your mat and step that right foot back, sweeping the right arm alongside your ear. So just the same as we did on the other side. And again, can you draw up from the pubic bone to the navel? The tailbone lengthens as you press into that right foot, and then reach from the foot to the shoulder, to the fingertips. Nice. Yeah, lovely. And breathe into both sides of the body. So although you're opening that right side, you want to breathe into the left side as well. Get length there too. Nice. Draw the belly back for a bit of support. Start to reach the right hand towards the right leg and come up into gate pose. Left arm alongside your ear. You're still lifting the front of your body here. That's it. Still pushing firmly into that right foot. Breathing into gate pose. And then we transition into Hanumanasana. So this is where you're turning to the short edge of your mat towards your right foot. And this is where the bricks are handy. So you can adjust where the back knee is so that your legs are still hip width apart. And take a few breaths here. The right hip draws back. That looks great, everybody. The right leg is still the one in front. Lovely. Great. Nice. Now lift the collarbones, lift the chest. And breathe. Yeah. One more breath here. And then we bend that right knee. The bricks can come off the mat. Sweep the arms up into your low lunge, present lunge, and then your exhale, you twist to the right. Can you twist from the belly? Your inhale takes you back up. You're still drawing into the middle, the core still engaged for stability, so you're not too wobbly. Exhaling to twist. Let's do 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. At your own pace. Inhale, lovely. Last one to exhale and twist. Great. Inhale back to the center, square to the front, Hands to the floor, and this time come back into downward facing dog instead of child. So stepping back and march the feet just a little bit. Hands strong, arms strong, let the head and the neck release, lifting the sit bones to the sky. Nice, and then reach the ankles back, the inner heels back, the inner thighs back. Even if the knees are still bent, and then tone the belly, draw the lower ribs in. And feel how that gets easier then to root from the back of your shoulders into the floor. Super strong and steady. Downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. One more breath here. And then begin to, as you bend the knees, walk the hands back to the feet. Grounding through the heels, keep the knees bent and come into this sort of floppy Uttanasana. So your ragdoll here. The knees are bent, the belly can rest on the thighs. Just give the head a little shake. And then just work with the inhale to straighten the legs and lift the heart forwards. And the exhale to soften again. Good, so inhale. You can have your fingertips, if your bricks are there, you can use your bricks, or Ronnie, like you can have your hands on your thighs, inhaling, looking forwards. Exhaling and folding. Just do a couple more breaths like this. Inhale, toning the legs, toning the tummy. Exhale, releasing the knees, releasing the torso. Good, last one here. Inhale and exhale. Keep the knees bent as you start to lift the chest, coming all the way to standing. The last thing that happens is the legs straighten as the hands reach up. And exhale, hands together in front of your heart. We'll keep moving with the breath. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, drawing the hands down in front as the shoulders release down the back. Great. Let's do two more of those. Inhale, lift. Rooting through the feet as you rise. Exhale. Good. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Come to the front of your mat, wherever you are. And we just do a nice, steady half salute, and then we'll build it into a full salute. So inhale, rise. Exhale, soft knees as you fold. Inhaling, look up. As you exhale, step the left foot back, drop the left knee down. Great, and inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands down. And step back to the knees. Planting the hands, exhale, lower to the floor. Inhale, cobra, just a low cobra is good. Exhaling, coming back down, pressing back to the knees, tucking the toes, and coming up to downward facing dog. Good. Looking to the thumbs, step the left foot forwards, step the right foot forwards. Inhale, look forwards, tone the legs, tone the belly. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rooting through the feet as you rise. And exhale, thumbs to the heart. I said I was going to do a half salute. I forgot. We just kept going. Felt good. Inhale. Exhale. Folding. Inhale, looking forwards. As you exhale, step the right foot back. Drop the knee down. And inhale into crescent lunge. That's it. Exhaling, hands to the floor. Take the left knee next to the right knee. Planting the hands super strong. Take the chest forwards and lower down. That's it. Inhale, cobra. Just a low one. Exhale, release. Back to the knees. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Stay in downward facing dog for 2 breaths. And again, see if you can get that balance between making the arms, the legs, the belly, the torso strong, and then releasing through the neck and the head. Nice. Stretching the heels back, thighs back. One more breath. Look to the thumbs, step the right foot forward, step the left foot forwards, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rooting down and rise. Exhale. Thumbs to the chest, good. Step the right foot back. Yeah, and let's have a brick here. We'll take the brick to the inside of the left foot and have it on a high setting inside of the left foot. Good. Line up the front heel with the back arch and bend deeply through that front knee. Now, as you bend through the front knee, you want this knee to be in line with the hip if you can. And you root from here, from the core of your pelvis down into the floor, toning the belly back so you feel super strong and steady. Take the arms out into warrior two. And then you're going to reach the right arm alongside your ear. The left hand comes to the brick. So you're pressing the left knee and the left forearm towards each other to open that knee out as you reach from the right foot to the right fingertips. Great. So you've got space in the left side of your torso as well as the right, hugging that left hip underneath, side angle pose. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Begin to bring this right hand down to the floor. Keep the left foot where it is. Take the brick to the side. You're going to roll onto the ball of the right foot. And then this left knee is going to drop out behind the left arm. So you're in a high pigeon. That's it. So the knee just drops as you roll onto the outside of the left foot. Yeah. Let the knee drop out. So you're on the outside of the left foot. You're lifting that back thigh. If that feels too much, you can drop the right knee down. So you get an opening in the left hip. If I show you from the front, the hands are either side, the foot's in the middle, you've rolled out onto the outside. That looks good. Yeah, yeah. Can you bring your left foot to the middle of the mat, Maggie? So the left hand is on the outside. Yeah, and then let the knee drop out. Then you get more in the hip. Is that okay? Yeah. So right knee up or down, your choice. Good, chest lifting forward, should open through the left hip. Good, take another 2 breaths here. Well done. Then you're going to ground the hands and lift that left foot up into 3-legged dog. Both legs straight, shoulders drop onto the back of the rib cage, tone the belly. Nice, square the pelvis, so you squeeze the hips together. Can you lift the left leg a little bit higher? Great, and then bring the left foot next to the right. Take the weight forwards and come to plank. So just a little bit of core work here. And again, you have the choice to drop the knees when you need to. Otherwise, can you look to the top of your mat? So the back of the neck is long. Can you hug the shoulder blades into the towards the spine so the shoulders are strong? And then suck the belly towards the spine. Can you feel as if you're lengthening from the back of the waist to the heels? Great, can you take 2 more breaths? Working with any shaking that you've got going on? Nice. And then lift the sit bones to the sky. Soften the knees. Downward facing dog. Well done, everybody. And then you're going to step the right leg forwards. And we'll do the same on the other side. So brick, as you flatten the left foot, line up the front heel with the back arch, and the brick is on the inside of that left foot. Let's come up and set it up like we did on the other side. So we're opening up the pelvis to the long edge of the mat. So what happens is this front knee wants to come in, and the weight comes to the inside edge of this right foot. We want to open that knee out so that when you bend the front knee, you can still see your big toe, and the knee is in line with the second and third toes, more or less. Great. Warrior two. Start to bring that right hand onto the brick and press the knee and the forearm together. Then you get muscular energy in the inside edge of this thigh, so the adductors, and then sweep the left arm alongside your ear. Can you plug the arm into the socket so you get space through the shoulder, the neck. Nice, rooting into that left foot. Can you lengthen from the back of your waist to that left foot? And then extend out, side angle pose. Take 2 more breaths here. Steady full breath. Feel space in the left side of your waist as well as the right side of your waist as well as the left. I get my words out eventually. And then we're going to transition into that high hip opening pigeon pose. So take the brick out of the way, take the hands either side of the right foot still in the middle of your mat. Come onto the ball of the left foot. And then roll onto the outside edge of the right foot and let the knee drop out behind that right elbow. That's it. And that left knee can drop down if you want it to. Otherwise, you're keeping it lifted, keeping the inner thigh lifted. Great. Lengthen. Feel as if you're lengthening the torso forwards. The gaze is towards the top of your mat. Everybody okay? Yeah. So rolling onto the outside edge of that right foot. Hugging into the middle, drop the left knee down if it needs to. Good, take 2 more breaths here. You can be on fingertips, you could be on bricks, or you can have your hands grounding. For me, I like the fingertips, it gives me a bit more length. Steady breath. Great, ground the hands. And let's take that to 3-legged dog, sweep that right leg up. Hug the hips towards each other, square the pelvis to the floor. Both legs straight. Can you lift the right leg a bit higher? Nice. Bring the right foot next to the left. Downward facing dog. Come forwards into plank, knees down if you wish. Let's take another 3 breaths here in plank. Lengthen from the back of the waist to the heels. Good, look to the top of your mat, back of the neck long. And see if you can draw the belly away from the floor. Just like a staff. Nice. Good, drop to the knees. Cross the ankles. Maybe your knees won't like this, so however you need to, you're going to come to seated. So if you can sit the heels back, the sit bones back, and come to seated. Great. Now, depending on your mechanics, I'm going to just do Dandasana, which is a staff pose. I prefer to have bricks either side. I don't think you won't need to sit up, I don't think, Maggie, for this one. So legs are out in front. Start to ground the thighs into the floor. Tone the belly back. And the hands just come either side of the pelvis. You want to draw the shoulder blades into the back of the heart so the collarbones broaden, pressing the legs down, the hands down, everything switched on, Dandasana. So you might be fine. Can you see I can't ground my hands? I can only ground my fingers, I can't ground my palms. That's why for me, it's better to have the brick. So the whole of the four corners of your hands are pressing down, toning the belly, rooting the thighs into the earth. Strong Ujjayi breath here. That's it, toes back, belly in, pushing into the earth, back of the neck long, super strong, Dandasana. 2 more breaths. Great, see if you can keep all of that lift as you lift the hands off the floor. If you've got bricks, take them out to the sides. Great, and then bend the knees and come onto your back. The feet are hip width apart. You can slide the heels a little closer to your buttocks if that feels good. Roll the shoulder blades underneath. So you get a puffing up of the chest. The sternum starts to lift towards the chin. And then feel all four corners of your feet. So just see, can you feel the balls of your feet? And then the balls of the baby toes as well, the inner edge of your heel, the outer edge of your heel. And then begin to push down into all of that support of your feet, starting to roll the pelvis up. The spine begins to lift off the floor, keep pushing down into the feet, the knees floating forwards to the bottom of your mat. Good. And then you might roll the shoulders, the arms under, coming up into bridge pose. That's it. And if you want to, you can interlink your hands underneath your hips and even roll the biceps out a little more. Back of the hard palate pressing to the floor, the tips of the ears back. Back of the neck long. And feel a sense of length from the back of your waist, the tailbone to the knees, knees floating forwards. Take 3 more breaths. Satibandha Savangasana. Bridge pose. And then release the hands, start to melt the upper back to the floor. The lower back comes to the floor. Great. And then lift the right sole of the foot to the ceiling. And you can either take hold of the outside of your foot or you can grab your strap. Happy baby. Bring the knee towards the floor. The sole of the foot to the ceiling. So the strap can be around the ball of your foot if you wish. Yeah. Yeah. So the knee, the right knee is drawing underneath. You can even press the elbow and the shin together and see if you can draw the knee down towards the floor a little bit more. That's it. Sole of the foot to the ceiling. Take a couple of breaths here. Strap if you want to. And then begin to release that one. Bring the right foot to the floor and take that to the other side. So either you can reach for the outside of your left foot with your hand, or you can put the strap around the ball of your foot. As if you were going to stand on the ceiling. The four corners of your foot are facing the ceiling. And the knee is coming down, resting on your forearm if it can, towards the floor, towards your armpit. Sole of the foot to the ceiling, strap if you wish. Good, release the right hand to the floor, and it's okay for that right hip to lift a little. Breathe into it. And then you have a choice. You can either do the same again each side, or you can try it on both sides. If you can take the hands to the outsides of the feet, soles of the feet looking at the floor. It can be here if you wish. So Ronnie, you might prefer this one, where the feet are touching. So rather than them facing the ceiling, the feet are a little bit like a Supta Baddha Konasana, yeah. Otherwise you're here. So the elbows can rest on the shins. Drawing, that looks great, everybody, yeah. Come into, Ronnie, come into Supta Baddha Konasana when you've had enough, so you can bring the feet to the floor, knees wide. Or that one, either. See if you can relax the shoulders a little bit, have another couple of breaths, happy baby. And then release the feet to the floor, but keep them wide. So feet to the edges of your mat. Release the arms to the sides. And just like we did at the beginning, you're going to do a windscreen wiper twist. So as you exhale, both knees go right. Inhale, center, both knees go left. And again, once more on each side. Inhale through the center, exhale, drop. Inhale through the center, exhale, left. Back to the center and choose where you want to be for Shavasana. With a practice like today, I would recommend that you do Viparita Karani, which is to put the legs up the wall or on a sofa or on the bed if you can. Otherwise, you can choose where to come into your final relaxation. Arms are wide and relaxed. Letting the spine and the pelvis be heavy. Letting gravity support your body. And feel even the jaw, the eye sockets, the brow, the back of the skull, release and broaden. As you let the weight of your legs be supported by the wall or the sofa or the bed. And then begin to deepen the breath. And then bend the knees, start to bring the knees in. And then making your way back to seated. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart. And with great love and with gratitude, namaste.